Happy Wednesday, everybody. If you and your littles of the Low Country are looking for something exciting to do this week, you've come to the right spot. Karen Coltrane, the CEO and president of the Children's Museum, is here with us now to give us all the details of where you and your family should be this week. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Always good to see you.
You
Pretty
too.
and green today.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Should have probably wore blue because the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Charleston Air Show.
Okay.
It's that weekend.
Yes.
So all the flying enthusiasts out there.
Kids love this. They were in here last week talking to us about this, and this is like a spectacle for all the kids.
Well, you've done a great job helping promote it because they're already sold out for Saturday.
Yep.
But there were Sunday tickets when I checked available. Awesome. So, and children under 4 are free as long as you hold them in a lap. They don't have a separate seat. So, and I doubt they're going to sit down anyway because they'd be pretty excited if they get to go. But this is a great opportunity for maybe even with a little bit older children to talk about, you know, the physics of flight, right?
Yeah.
Are you aware of the 4 forces that keep an airplane in the?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, we're all learning.
For me, is this embarrassing?
No. See, I stumped you. That was not fair. No, there's. Let's see if I can remember it now. So there's weight of the plane, so it needs lift to overcome weight.
Okay.
And that happens because of the way the wings are shaped. And then you have, you know, it's still heavy and sitting on the ground because of gravity. So that's called drag, and you have to have thrust to get it to move forward, and that's the engines. So you need engines and wings to fly.
Okay, I did know the last one.
There you go.
Does that count?
It does. And so we, you know, the Children's Museum of Adventure has a great exhibit, NASA funded on flight with a real cockpit airplane, and you know we're right here with Boeing, and so it's really important. Yeah. It's a great opportunity to teach kids these things and get them excited about how science actually makes cool stuff happen.
Yeah, no, it's awe-inspiring too. Every time you look up, you're like, how are they doing that?
Yeah, because it's a big heavy plane,
it
really shouldn't be in the sky. It doesn't feel like, but it does, and it does it well. Yeah. Okay, now the second thing, if you want to move out of kind of the physics realm and you want to get maybe more biological, there's a family camp jam at Johns Island County Park. Cool. So I thought about this particularly for families who are thinking they might try camping this summer. This might be a great sort of try it out weekend and make sure everybody's up for it. Yeah. My father was a big camper. We went camping every weekend when I was growing up. So I do recognize that if you're from a family that never does that, you might want to test it.
More of a glamper.
More of a glamper, I understand. See, that didn't used to be an option in the old days.
That was definitely not an option.
It was not an option. So anyway, thought that might be something for people to check out. And also, if you're a pet lover, we're coming to the rescue this Saturday from 10 to 1. It's Puppy Palooza at the Children's Museum with our partners and friends at Dorchester Paws. So another opportunity to check on our for parents who maybe don't have an animal at home, or maybe they're thinking about it, or they have a child that's a little nervous and scared about animals. This is a safe environment. Other children they'll see very well handled, and that might be a good opportunity. Or you might have a dozen dogs at home and you just love more, so you'll get to see more. And if you decide you do want one, our friends at Dorchester Paws are more than happy to accommodate.
Oh, I'm sure that's okay. I was always so terrified of dogs growing up.
Really?
I would be standing like on a table, I'd be like, Dad, pick me up. And now I'm such a dog lover. So it does get better. Any parents out there that are struggling?
No,
that's
good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know. My son is in the middle of Manhattan as a grown up with 2 big dogs now, which I think is totally my fault because he was born into a family with 3 dogs and a 101 Dalmatian nursery. So we kind of did it to him.
That's so cute.
But yeah, that introduction with dogs, and sometime I'll come back and talk about why animals in the home are actually really, really helpful to child development. But I left you with a cliffhanger last week on the parent tip.
Karen.
Gosh, you need more to do, but that's okay. We can work on that. So I did leave you a cliffhanger. Did you cheat and look it up?
No, but there have been some rumors. Swirling around the studio.
Okay, well I talked about 4 types of play that humans are involved in. So there's free play, which is go forth and have a great time.
Yes.
There's guided play, where it's still a lot of the free play, but a little more structured. So in our example with cupcakes, it was sort of, how would you make a puppy on your cupcake or something like that? Then you move into games where there's still a little bit more rules. So I think about like when you're in the car and you play I Spy with my little eye, right? You know, you're playing, but there's some rules involved. And then there's instruction, which is the fourth type of play, and that's sports, music, that kind of thing. That's still play, obviously, but lots of rules, lots of somebody teaching you, coaching you how to do that. So what'd you think?
I have a feeling it's the guided one.
and you would be right.
Yes.
Your dad is going to be so proud of you.
Hear that?
Yeah,
Hear that?
it
I know
is.
he had a guess too.
It's guided play. So it offers the best outcome. And the reason why is that balance between freedom and structure. So it's actually what children's museums are kind of foundationally built on. So we put exhibits and things out that help children. They're engaging, they interact with them, but then because their parent is there or their caregiver, whoever brought them is there, the idea being that, or our staff, if they're in the moment and aware and see it happening, that they can help guide the child. So I bring the example of we have these cool show you how to tie knots on our pirate ship. And that, you know, for 2 and 3 year olds, they blow right past that and don't really even see it. But for the older child, you know, it gives them a chance to look at the design of the knot and try. And then they get, you know, can't quite do it. Mom, dad, grandma, granddad, there to help. Guided play. So to put it in an older person's context, if you can imagine taking your toughest subject that you had in college, if you had an expert sitting beside you as you were studying, and when you'd come to a question, they'd help you make the connection and get the aha kind of moment. That's guided play for kids. And that's what seems to give us the best outcomes, educational outcomes when it can happen. And the other thing I love about guided play is it's essentially, it's what, I was going to say, play isn't what children do when they're not learning. It is the best way that children learn. It's hard because that word has the connotation of being frivolous or a pleasant pastime. But play is how young children learn. It's actually how we all learn. But if you don't have to study guided play, you just have to play along and let the child lead the play, and you will amp up their learning and you'll have a lot of fun too.
And there's so many different ways to do that.
Oh yeah, in the moment. I mean, that's the, you know, well, like I said, whenever, I think I said here before, whenever instead of just telling a child, that's green and that's blue, which one do you think's green or blue? Which one do you like better? You know, when you can kind of guide as opposed to direct, you're giving them more agency in their own learning.
I need another cliffhanger next time. I like that too.
Oh, I'll do that.
I'll be thinking about it all week. All right, Karen, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.